and welcome back to Remember 11. And I apologize if the voices in part 1 kind of overwhelmed my voice. I did turn down the character voice volume when I first started this, but somehow the options didn't save, so it came out at full strength. So it should be better this time. Anyway, we're here with Kokoro and Uni on a plane. Really? Why do you feel so strongly about that? It's more romantic? Huh. Sure, why not? Huh. Once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. If there isn't one, then... Yep. Huh. Okay. Memento? Oh. Okay. They gradually lose with age. Huh. Meanwhile? So... Whoa. Is this Satoru again? Wow. What kind of place is this? I agree. Hmm. 4 p.m. Almost time for Winter Thunder. Whoa. Whoa. Uh-oh.
機長より乗客の皆様にお知らせいたします。当機はこれより乱気流の中を通過いたしますので、乗客の皆様は座席にお戻りになり、シートベルトをご着用ください。なお、この先多少機体の揺れることが予想されますが、飛行には影響ございませんので、どうかご安心ください。
Are you fighting with a plush polar bear? Ah. What? Armada con martello? You're an interesting kid, Uni. Awazumi Municipal Hospital Indiscriminate Murder Case File. January 14th, 2009. This gruesome incident had taken place in the winter of 2009, 2 years ago. The scene of this tragedy was Awazumi Municipal Hospital in Hokkaido. It was a 300-bed facility, well known as the most reliable general hospital in the area. The time was 4 a.m. Powdery snow fluttered down from the pitch-black night sky. Dawn was still a long way off, and the neighborhood was deserted and silent as death. Only the whispering of the falling snow, reverberating from somewhere far away, broke the perfect silence. The figure of a lone girl had appeared at the front gate of the city hospital. She was not holding an umbrella. The powdery snow fell softly onto her shoulders and hair. She was as silent as the world around her. An on-duty nurse noticed the strange figure from the window of the third floor. The nurse thought that there must have been an emergency and quickly rushed down to the main gate. But when she got there, her figure was nowhere to be seen. The hospital was sound asleep. There was no one groaning in agony, no one weeping in despair. Only the faint sound of calm and tranquil sleep filled the cool hallways. A sharp shriek had violated the silence. That's when it all began. The only voices that could be heard thereafter were agonized, dying screams. And then everything lapsed again into silence. It took the doctors and nurses several minutes to notice that something was wrong. The nurse call signs lit up one by one, and then the alarm sounded, echoing throughout the hospital. The on-duty doctors split up and rushed to the sick rooms. Screams and cries echoed here and there, from room to room, from ward to ward, one after another. The patients rushed out of their rooms barefoot. They ran jumbled together, trying to escape, making incomprehensible sounds. A sobbing girl, a ranting and raving young man, an old woman who stood stock still, covered in blood. In the twinkling of an eye, the hospital fell into a state of panic resembling purgatory. Whoa. A lone doctor opened up the door to one of the hospital rooms. An incredible amount of fresh blood stained the walls and the linoleum floor crimson. A thin mist of spattered blood hung in the air. The sickening, persistent odor made its way to the doctor's nose and settled itself deep in his lungs. The doctor instinctively covered his mouth. 2 motionless lumps of flesh lay there, sprawled over the beds. One had had his chest brutally torn open. The right hull of the rib cage, half of the rib cage, was sticking out from the body cavity. The heart was gone. He found it in the corner of the room, squished flat like a frog that had been run over by a truck. Oh my. As if someone had hurled it at the wall in a fit of rage. The heart had left a vivid streak of bright red on the milky white wall as it slid its way down to the floor. Suddenly, someone grabbed the doctor's leg. It was another male patient. The patient's throat had been slashed open. The weak, rasping sounds of air escaping from the wound could be heard. The doctor knelt down and firmly covered the patient's neck with his hands. The shadow. The shadow has come? Those would be the last words he'd ever say. To this day, no one has yet been able to determine what these words really meant. According to the report, the first murder occurred near the entrance to the emergency wards. The victim was a male security guard. He was most likely killed trying to detain the perpetrator who had invaded the hospital. Thereafter, the perpetrator went from one hospital room to the other, indiscriminately slaughtering patients among the way. Patients listed as murdered even included an elementary student. Patients, however, were not the perpetrator's only victims. Doctors and nurses who attempted to capture were also stabbed. Wow! The final casualty count was 12 dead, 19 wounded. The final criminal act was committed 30 minutes after the first victim was murdered. The perpetrator was cornered by the police on the rooftop and arrested. The murder weapon was described as a large pair of industrial scissors. There's only half a pair of pinking shears. The perpetrator used only one of the blades to commit the murders. Wow. However, a single phrase alone was spoken, one which could be considered something of a clue. Right before her arrest, she had muttered something as she dropped her blood-stained blade. Where is self? Wow. Her name was Inabushi Keiko. Her age at the time of the incident, 17. Her circumstances differed? Wait, what? Dissociative identity disorder. Oh my. It was, okay. Specified psychiatric hospital for isolation and IGUS, alias Sphere. So that's where Kokoro's headed. Okay, where's Uni headed then? No, I agree. That's... Aye. Ah! You're still doing crazy shit, kid. What the hell? So the elementary kid killed then was 9? If he were alive, he'd be around Uni's age now. What? Don't tell me. Eh? What's this now? Okay. It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. No matter what happens, I'll be here to protect you. Oh? Yourself? But can you protect her from herself? Hey. You'll... What? Whoa! Oh, then. Uh-oh. Drifting ice? Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. This isn't good.